Pay attention. Creepy weirdo.
I would like a strong, powerful woman to protect me.
He'll fight for America.
Hip. Poopy square. The Playable Characters Podcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Level 85
Yes!
of the Playable
You did
Characters
it right.
Podcast. 85 episodes it took me to say level.
Level 85, we
Instead of-
did really great. We slayed Death Adder. We're fucking killing it right now.
What's that?
From GoldenEye. Golden Axe.
You're the worst.
Jeez, I'm tired.
Take two. No, this is episode 80, level
No,
85.
it's all live. It's all
gonna
one
be great.
live podcast.
Guys, we are 15 away from episode
100.
We've
And
been
at level 100, we get an Ultima Sword. It's
That's
gonna be
true.
great.
We've been doing this for 100 years. We're about to retire.
Yes.
This is going to be awesome. We've had a string of amazing guests lately.
We really have. We
Very
really
different,
have.
very diverse. Today is no exception.
No exception at all. But, if you want to keep listening and if you want to support us, we have a Patreon. Please give it to our Patreons. Patreon.com/playablepodcast.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I think we do most of our social media on Instagram, I feel like, lately.
Yeah, we've been real on the Insta and the Twitters.
Twitter's
on
fine.
Twitters.
Twitter's good. Instagram, I think, is easy as well. So check us out there. Just search for us, Playable Characters Podcast.
And our entire library is on Podbean, so please check us out.
Old episode. People ask. Go to podbean.com and search Playable Characters Podcast. You'll see all the old episodes.
Yes, you can.
All right.
So I'm really excited about this because
Dude, fill me in. I don't know. This is everyone on Earth
Everyone
has
on Earth.
played
Yes.
this game technically.
Everyone, if you've ever worked in an office between the years of 1989 and like 2006,
yesterday, yeah.
and even yesterday,
If you had Windows 3.1,
yes, if you were not a Lotus person, you had Windows.
Yep.
And even if you had Mac, they did most for Windows, but it's for Mac.
Yeah.
But the classics. There's Solitaire, Spider Solitaire, Free Cell, Pyramid.
Tri-Peaks.
Yes, Tri-Peaks. Oh my God! Wow.
I played all those constantly.
I used to play those all the time because that was the only escape. You'd do that, and then if your boss came by, you'd minimize the window.
Yeah. Remember Sierra games had like a boss key.
Oh, really?
It was like F10.
Oh, I remember that.
Those old PC games had a boss key.
Yeah.
You hit it, and boom, the screen would disappear, and it would show your desktop.
I forgot all about that. That's so crazy.
Leisure Suit Larry and things like that, of course.
Insane.
Uh-huh.
But it's even insane. So I'm so glad we got wonderful find. Thank you so much for coming. The dealer from all those MS Windows games.
Yeah, how are you?
Hello.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah.
Like a Vegas
Oh
dealer.
goodness. Yeah. What's your name? You sound like a Doris, but I might be wrong.
I'm Annette.
Annette?
Hi, Annette.
Annette Queso.
Annette Queso.
Annette Queso,
Like
how are you?
cheese.
Cheese. Oh, no, with a C.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Wait, Queso with a C?
CASO.
Not cheese, just queso.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, CASO. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Come on, Calvin.
Come on, Brian.
I got it right away.
You invite a lady on your show,
I
and
know,
then
right?
it's like it's a third degree about what a name is.
Seriously.
My name is my name.
Yeah, come on, Calvin.
Right, I'm sorry, Annette. I know you've lived a very long life of dealing, various games.
You sound like it. You've been in the
I've been around.
Been in the casinos for a while?
I was back many years ago.
Sure.
I was in Atlantic City dealing the blackjack. But on your feet all day, and there's no benefits. It's not like in Vegas where you're unionized. It's not the same.
Not really. Atlantic City is non-union, huh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed.
I guess.
Hey,
not.
listen to Annette. She knows.
Yeah.
Many of the casino owners, especially from back in the, were not labor friendly.
Oh, I think we know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Also not oxygen friendly.
Not oxygen friendly. No. I mean, it's funny because, right, like they pump the oxygen in, but it's also with the tobacco and the crack smoke, especially in the 70s.
Yeah, lots of crack smoke.
Yeah, in the early 80s.
Yeah,
But then I had an opportunity to work with Microsoft dealing. And I said, I could be digitized. I could get off my feet. Why not take a risk? Gamble on my life.
Yeah. There you go. Gamble.
Yeah.
Nice analogy.
I decided I would take the gamble. I would split the 11s.
Did they what did they do? Did they digitize you or they just shove you into a game? How'd that happen?
Well, it was
Did they put you on a diskette and just put you on the computer? Or?
right.
Annette
Well,
the diskette.
do you remember? So there was floppy disks.
Yeah.
And then there was floppy disk. I'm quoting with a half in hand,
Right.
where it was now an unfloppy, but it was still in the A drive.
Yeah. What do you prefer, Calvin? Floppy disk or 3.5 discs?
I was a diskette man personally. Yeah.
But I was the 5-incher.
Yeah, well, I know.
I did like those. They different colors too back in the old days.
Yeah, I remember. You could your standard
fluorescent
tan,
green and orange. I remember that. I had those.
You get like the see-through ones.
I had a Hot Wheels disc for my Commodore 64, which is like a neon green disc. I'll never forget that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was a fun game, Hot Wheels. You didn't do anything. You drove around town.
Yeah, I was wondering,
you
just drive.
You got like an oil change. It was a little like you just drove through town, got an oil change, changed your tires. There was no racing. I don't think it was just like. Here's a day in the life of a guy who's running some errands. But it was like my favorite game on my Commodore 64. Look up Hot Wheels on Commodore 64, everybody.
All those computer games back in the day were so basic. It was like that. What was that airplane manager simulator we played?
Oh my God, Aerobiz.
So bad.
That was on Super Nintendo though.
Oh my God, that's right. That was embarrassing. It was literally like you were not even flying the airplane. You were an airplane business manager. So you had to manage the flights and the flight paths and make sure you got the correct money.
What kid doesn't want to do that?
Yeah. Who doesn't want to be the boring Richard Branson?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah. So you got digitized, and then.
And ever since I've been just dealing cards to interns and secretaries who became administrative assistants.
Good for them.
Actually, you'd be surprised how many investment bankers are actually just playing solitaire.
I would be.
I would not be, actually.
No?
Yeah.
No.
You get it?
They're not, while the secretaries are running around getting them lunch and stuff, these men, mostly men, are really very into hearts. Very into hearts. It's they really like to gamble and shoot the moon, and it really fucks them every time.
Yeah.
Every time. It's like you're never going to shoot the moon. It's like, stop playing with our pensions.
Seriously. You still smoking in there inside the diskette?
Yeah.
Annette, you sound like it.
I'm vaping now.
Oh, okay, a little better. I don't know.
Yeah.
More annoying.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was wondering because my mom would play. She was obsessed with solitaire and spider solitaire, but sometimes she would be like, "I feel like this game is rigged." Do you like? Yeah, I'm assuming you don't rig it, right? You actually do a proper shuffle.
Maybe.
The problem is what people don't understand. When people used to play analog with actual cards, like on their bed or whatever, I don't think people realized how much they might have been subconsciously cheating.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Take
it seems like
bottom,
or sometimes like, oh, I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, flip it back over and be like, I'm
done
going to switch, I'm going to move this 5 instead of that 5 or whatever, like the 5 of hearts instead of the 5 of diamonds on the different, and move it over. And so then you think that the computer game is rigged, but really it's just you're cheating against yourself. Like it's an interesting psychological conundrum.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm like a bartender that way.
You're like forced to play the right way, but you think it's the wrong way because you can't cheat. Yeah, I've cheated in solitaire.
In analog solitaire? Yeah,
by myself.
I've never cheated in analog solitaire.
Yes, you have.
No, I never have.
Then you never played solitaire.
Yeah.
I mean, I've cheated in the solitaire where it's the more complicated solitaire where you can only do 2 reshuffles.
Yeah.
And those, like, I have kind of been like, I'll just undo that. Like, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the undo button? Do you feel like that makes your job harder or cheats you?
Well, for me, I'm not really invested in whether you win or lose, right? So as long as it's something that is engaging to the office worker or person procrastinating in their home, there's a lot of writers actually who play solitaire. You'd be surprised how much they're not writing.
I know my old roommate would do that.
Really? I feel like this is a very meta situation. Where were we? Oh, so the undo button, it's like, but there was a debate once many years ago with one solitaire player with another solitaire player saying how, it doesn't matter if you change the which card you pick. And it turns out you do.
It does.
It does. If you make different, it's like in your life, if you make a different choice, life will be better.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Why don't you choose to study accounting?
Yeah.
Because you can play solitaire all day, plus make $100K.
Yeah.
True.
Literally through April 16th through February, you can play solitaire.
That's right.
Until tax season comes along. Yeah.
That is true.
Hey, you say you don't care if people win or lose. The best thing about winning at solitaire, though, remember that final screen?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
good.
when the cards cascade. Do you do that?
Man,
Do
is
you like
that
actually
fun.
cause the cards to cascade down?
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Well, what it is it's like, so it's a combination where I throw the cards up.
Is it Chris Angel?
And then
Is-
there's an algorithm of some sort where the digitalization takes on the cards that I'm throwing and then organizes them in a lovely pattern.
I used to love that. Yeah,
Oh.
when I remember my cousin for the first time showed me that. She's like, "Come look what happens when you finish this game," and the computer was, this is probably mid to late '80s, so it's like you click the final button, the final ace, or I guess the king, and the cards would fall down at the slowest. Like it was an old computer. It would take forever. Then I remember a couple years later when you get a faster computer, they shoot at it like really fast. And I was like, "Whoa, this is wild, man!" That was my
Yeah.
favorite thing, beating that solitaire.
Can you believe
Such
that I've gotten
fanfare.
better as I've gotten older?
I believe it.
1985, I'm like, but now I'm almost like 75, and I've never been faster. I'm like
Yeah.
the Tom Brady
Yeah.
of dealing cards.
He's a
Are you
football-
trying to say the cards are deflated?
He's a football player, Calvin.
I know that.
Okay.
I just said deflate gate. I mentioned
You
that.
did.
I made a
Terrible
joke.
joke.
How dare you?
Terrible topical joke. What's your favorite game to deal? Is it Spider? Is it Tri-Peaks? Which
Is
one?
it Free Cell?
Free Cell was, I think, my favorite game.
I
to play.
loved Free Cell. How did it feel learning Free Cell? Because that must have been a whole radical skill set for you.
Well, interestingly enough, I was taught the free cell by an aunt. Analogly, I guess like at this point 67 years ago.
Right.
Because she was like kind of, I don't know, what people would call a narcissist now, but we just called her annoying then. Just like a bitch behind her back. But she was not interested in children. She taught me several solitaire games, and that being one of them. And then it was hard. I didn't really remember. It was like complicated. But then I get this job, and I'm like, it all came kind of flooding back. I was like, oh, I almost played this once. And instead of talking to that evil lady.
Yeah. Yeah, Free Cell, I couldn't imagine playing that in analogly.
Yeah.
It's too much to set
It's
up.
a lot of holding.
It's a
You need big
lot.
hands. Like a tall fella like yourself
Yeah.
would have an easier time than a tiny lady.
Yeah, I still don't know if I just like to play digitally. Much easier.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. That's how I felt with most of those
You
games.
see where that arrow's going, and just click on it.
What's great about that game is you actually always can win.
They say that.
They say that, but I feel like
But I
there's some
probably
that are
lost
like
most of the time.
insanely hard. Like I got good at Free Cell, but there are ones where I was like, I don't understand. There's like only one specific way where you have to like move the cards.
Yeah.
Right, but that like the traditional solitaire where you have one card and then it goes and then it's reduced, it's exponentially more cards under each other card. Whatever, I don't know what we're talking. And then
She just deals.
so there's that, and you actually can lose. Mm-hmm. But Free Cell, you can win every time.
That's the theory.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think it's a theory. Hasn't
No,
been
some of them are
proven.
hard.
Supposedly
though.
it's true though. Yeah.
No, it is true.
Well, that's a theory. Supposedly it's true. Hasn't been proved though.
If you, I've seen people
Yeah. You've probably seen every combination
undo and
of,
undo. Like I have to go back and shuffle, and put it back, put all the cards back where
and
they were,
then win.
and that it might take 2 days.
2 days. Wow.
But some people are very dedicated.
Yeah, clearly.
And you're like, oh, if you're only dedicated to your spreadsheets like that.
Hey, do you know the Minesweeper? Do you know that guy?
Yeah.
I've met him at some functions.
Okay.
Are we close? No.
Okay. Kind of always packaged together, you guys.
We are packaged together, but you know how like sometimes you just know someone from work, but you don't like go drinking together.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. He's not really a drinker.
He's a little dangerous. He's always playing with bombs.
Yeah.
He's
You'd think it's
got a death wish, that guy.
which, yeah, I guess he was more like an airport controller, an air traffic controller kind of guy.
Oh,
like
yeah?
he's probably too stressed to go out with other people.
Might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always worried
Oh
about
yeah. I mean,
bombs.
he wouldn't know where to step, so that'd be hard.
Yeah.
Which tile to step on?
Tile.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's not with me anymore though. He's retired.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm still going.
Yeah.
When you said 2005, I was about to punch you with this microphone.
Yeah. She was.
There are still people, because there's some people who find Facebook and Twitter and Instagram triggering because of all the inanity on it.
Yeah.
And the
Good
robots that are like making up shit.
Yeah.
So they prefer just to play some cards.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have the Tri-Peaks, which is an insane game because it's not clear how many. They just give me a bunch of half decks.
Yeah.
Like I have like 7 decks and some of them aren't filled.
Whatever's
and you
left
just,
over.
Yeah, and you just put the cards out and it's What's going on?
Yeah.
It's kind of a mess, actually, now that I think about that game.
Like, you can't card count that game. Like, you could card count, like, other games. Not that one, no.
Speaking of,
The Mahjong lady's nice.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't know
you
that
two
game.
get along very well.
Yeah, she's good. She's good people.
That's an old Jewish lady game, right?
Well,
Mostly-
or Chinese.
Or Chinese. Okay.
Well,
right.
well, I don't know. I don't want to stereotaip by your accent. Are you
Chinese? Are you Chinese in that?
We are not going there.
She's digital, man.
I'm digital now.
Yeah.
I was at one point, I guess, an Italian American.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm part of the digital ether.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jewish and Chinese ladies are very similar. They have similar immigrant stories. I mean, not stories, but like similar immigrant experience once they're here.
Yeah.
Like
They both shove past you on the subway.
all their children are doctors.
We are not endorsing that statement.
The subway one? That's kind of a fact. That's not a theory. That's
It's a lot of loudness.
We're going to keep those opinions over there.
So. How do you feel when people have like $1,000, Android or iPhone, and they sit there playing solitaire? Like, do you think that's kind of crazy?
Yeah.
I always thought that was
Why
kind
would
of
I
nuts.
think someone keeping me employed is crazy?
I guess. But
Yeah.
I always find that nuts that people play solitaire on their phones.
Yeah, I think
Why?
that's good. I mean, I figured you'd be angry
Because
at
there's
the people
so
playing
many
Angry Birds.
There's so many other things.
Oh yes, but
Angry Birds is annoying.
But Angry Birds isn't even around it. Like it came, it went. But solitaire is forever.
You know
True.
what? That's kind of true. There's no solitaire movie, but
Well, we're starting one right now.
we are kind of this is the script. But people are going to play solitaire forever.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
totally.
Like
As long as people are friendless.
or bored at work, I guess. Right?
Same thing.
What was it?
True.
Hand and Foot. You know what that is?
Hand and foot.
That's a game. My wife, we play it analogically. You get like 6 decks, and it's she taught me. She used to play like her grandparents. It's like a really ridiculously old game, but it's not. I don't think it's actually like a digital game. So forget it. I was just gonna see if that's if you've heard of it.
So it's
That's a
like,
good interview.
Yeah,
Is it like Spit?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, or is it like there's this game I used to play analogically called Peanuts. Do you remember that? We all get our own decks, and like I wish I could remember how exactly it works, but you kind of like it's kind of like a mix of solitaire, but it's like competitive solitaire with other people. It was fun.
Oh.
Do you remember this game, Peanuts? It goes by other names.
It wasn't called Peanuts, but it was. Yeah. So someone else was. We're on radio. It's not radio. Whatever this. It's radio.
It's kind of radio.
It's digital radio.
Yeah.
For the love of God. It's podcast. It's entrepreneur. It's a startup. You're the freaking small business owner.
Annette, fiery.
So if I'm sitting at one end of the table, let's say, someone else could be sitting at the other end of the table, but let's pretend it's a very short table.
Yeah.
And I deal my solitaire game in front of me.
Yes, yeah,
And then the
that's-
other person deals their solitaire game in front of them, and we're staring at each other. And then the aces go in the middle.
Yes, that's the game.
And
heard of
then I guess whoever finishes first. I
Yeah,
have
whoever
a
finishes
vague
first.
recollection.
That's kind of like Hand and Foot in a way.
Oh, is that what kind of
It's
like
kind
what
of
it
like
is?
gin, rummy. You kind of like combine all these. Anyway. I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah.
Hey, do you know the Uno people?
No.
No. Okay. Uno is my jam.
Oh, so I have to know I have to know famous people.
You don't have
What is
to.
this?
I'm just curious if you know the
No, just Uno cards,
card games stick together, maybe.
You know, I met Don Rickles once when I was in Atlantic City.
I can
Is that
tell.
famous enough for you?
I can tell. I think it rubbed off on you.
Yeah. He wouldn't be scared of the Chinese Jewish thing.
No.
No, he would not.
Yeah.
He certainly wouldn't. So, so I know that you mainly do like dealing stuff like that. Have you tried other digitized games? Like, for example, I used to play like a digitized version of roulette.
Oh,
Have you thought about
interesting.
that, or no?
Well,
Is that not really up your alley?
I'm a card dealer. It's a whole other skill set to drop the ball.
Right.
It's something like you go to another class, you get another set of training,
You got to spin the wheels.
and then they're spinning the wheel. Yeah. So, and also like I'm old now. I'm not looking to like further my career. Like I'm happy here. If they fire me or. So I'll get my Social Security.
Yeah, she's been doing it for a long time.
I've invested okay because I was, I've heard maybe it's considered insider trading. Fine, but it's not like the SEC ever cared about insider trading unless you're Martha Stewart. So
Seriously.
or some football player.
Yeah, right.
But like if you're actually like an actual insider trading banker, no one. But anyway, so I've been in those offices and I've made some good investments for myself.
Oh, so you hear
nice,
things.
nice.
So you
Yeah.
can see the people playing you the whole time?
We're talking. They're very, it's funny. Some people like to use the solitaire as like a magic 8-ball. Like, oh, if I win this hearts game, that means he likes me or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So sometimes they're like, oh, if this hearts game goes well or this Tri-Peaks goes well, then I should invest in Tycho.
Okay.
So so you hear things and
They don't see you. They don't know you're watching them.
they think it's
technically.
they just
Right.
think it's the computer.
Oh, so
Yeah.
oh,
Interesting.
but I'm there dealing.
we've all kind of done stuff in front of her, I would imagine.
Yeah,
well,
you have. It's kind of like, just close my window if you're going to look at porn.
I'm
Just
sorry.
close it.
I'm sorry. Calvin probably jerks off to free cell, I'm guessing.
No,
No?
no. I'm an MS Hearts kind of guy.
Hearts
Well,
is fun.
because Hearts is exciting, and then it's kind of like an orgy because there's 3 other people.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's why he likes it.
that's true.
I've never been into this. Ugh. I'm a solitaire person,
Yeah.
right? Like, why would I be in an orgy?
Right?
Yeah,
It's like, I
true.
guess, against my nature.
Yeah. That makes sense.
No, I get that. I
Yeah.
get that. Can I ask you something? 'Cause,
Sure.
That's what we're here for.
I've always been curious, like, why is it that with some of the games you limit your hints to 3 hints?
Well, we got to get on with it.
So you're just completely fine with us losing? I know that you don't necessarily care if we win or lose, but are there people who, like, you got to develop an attachment to? You're like, oh, I feel bad. I'm sorry. This is an ace instead of an 8 like you need.
You just push F1. You start a new game, man. Nice and
But,
easy.
I mean, I feel like that's so hard because then you have to rewrap the cards and do all of that shuffling.
Yeah, she's got a whole. She's so quick now.
I am very quick.
Do you have interns or people who work under you for that, or it's all you?
It's all me.
Wow.
It's all me.
Impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really like an internship. Like traditionally, like if historically speaking, so and sometimes these things carry over even into the new technology. It's not like an intern. Like the casinos aren't really an internship business.
Yeah.
Right. It's like either you're exploiting poor people in Connecticut or in Oregon or whatever, or you're just exploiting poor people. Like you
Sure.
don't need. It's like, why would you internship at a casino? Like maybe people internship with Win.
Yeah.
In his hotel part up here in the hospitality, but you're not going to internship for a $7 an hour job.
No.
Yeah, true.
I mean, what is?
Pays that little still?
I mean, I haven't been in an actual casino for a while, but my feelings is,
Didn't pay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
I mean, if your comedian's pay hasn't gone up, why would theirs?
It hasn't.
Yeah.
It certainly hasn't.
But in fairness, actually, that's not true. Some of us do work 7 days a week.
Oh boy.
Oh goodness. So what are your plans in the future? Like, have you ever thought about like writing a book to like help people like beat solitaire?
Oh, that's very interesting. No, I understand that one shouldn't say no, but you're also not supposed to ask questions. Okay. So what I'm saying is I'm actually planning maybe to retire to Florida.
Really?
Just like I'm very traditional that way.
Yeah.
But with the hurricanes, maybe I might think of Arizona instead.
Ooh, but Arizona's a bit conservative. Is that?
Well, people say you shouldn't just live in the coasts if you want to make a difference.
Oh, see that, Calvin?
Wow.
You're so close-minded.
Annette, that's so cool. So it sounds like you have a little bit of activism in you.
I mean, I'm just trying to get you to shut up. Stop pounding me. I don't want to talk about my political woozy-wutsies.
I'm glad you agreed to this interview.
Were you like early on? Were you excited when people would win the games, and did that kind of like wear off eventually? Because it's what I mean. Like, were you like, hey, you won? Here's some cards. Like
the first time
Yeah.
that someone won, and that screen you were talking about, I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's very pretty,
Yeah.
right? And so that was interesting. But then it's like,
after the billionth time.
or the third, you're just like, oh, I throw the cards up, and then,
Okay.
yeah. What's sometimes annoying is people forget, like they get the phone, like especially if you're in office, the phone rings, and so they forget to like click a new game or shut it off, and then it's just like on and on and on and on,
Yeah.
and we're just sitting there waiting.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
When people like leave for the day, did they just kind of leave you hanging until they come back the next morning?
That has happened.
Yeah. I
Oh
bet.
gosh,
Yeah.
that has to be the worst.
It's not fun
You must have
Not the
sciatica. Jeez, and like bursitis in your shoulders from all the throwing.
from all the throwing. Well, I stretch. I do yoga.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
How do you have time? There's probably How many games of Solitaire
Well,
are
I'm not
going
the
on?
only dealer. I'm not like
okay.
the one dealer
I
for
got
every
you.
Solitaire. There's, an army of us.
It's like an Uber. When someone clicks "Get me a car," it's like whoever first one to click. Okay, I got it.
Sort of. Wait,
Like that?
well, it's more like being an interpreter at the courthouse. Like we sit in a room.
Okay, you're next.
And then you're next
I
because
gotcha.
because this is good. Like this is better because I get a benefits. It's not like Uber. Like I'm treated much better.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I got you. That's
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
We don't-
nice.
Yeah, it's not. I don't feel exploited.
Yeah.
Working for Microsoft.
And do they like subsidize your digital housing? Like, do you got like?
No. I mean that is regular person paying.
Oh, okay,
right,
cool.
Right,
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if they were like, hey, we section off like 5 RAM for you to live in or whatever.
No. You have to pay like anybody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel
but it's
that-
nice because you don't have to own.
Yeah.
Owning a home is terrible.
A lot of paperwork. Then you got to buy your own computer, and you got to play your own Solitaire. Then
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle.
And there's
There's a cycle of ownership,
yeah.
ownership and renovations.
Yeah. Don't do it.
I won't.
I mean, I might. Well, I might be buying a condo, so we'll see what happens.
Wow. The brokest guy I know is bragging about buying a condo.
Yeah. Well.
Well,
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't mean to brag, but maybe buying a condo in Gravesend, so hoity-toity.
Interesting. Well, no, condo. Mm-hmm. Depending on what your monthly fees are, or whatever they're calling it, but whatever. But it's a fee.
It's a fee, maintenance fees
Maintenance
or
fee.
HOA.
Right, whatever.
I went to a
but if they're
seminar.
low and the building is well funded, at least there's like not all of the repairs, not all of the crap is on you,
Yeah, that's the thing. It
and
is
there's no
nice.
lawn to take care of.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, don't get married though.
Really, my old roommate says she likes it.
Really? She did say that? Is that what she said?
all right. All right, you
So
two.
okay, well, and then I'm so sorry we have to close this out. But do you mind staying around with us because we play a game at the end called Wed Bed Dead.
Wanna
Okay.
play?
So it's kind of like or in I guess maybe in casino terms they would say F Marry Kill or
Oh,
Casino terms.
prostitute housewife desert.
bury in the desert. That's
Yeah.
very clever.
I try.
So we're gonna be
Bed,
3 characters. Tell us who you want to wed, who you want to bed, and who you want
Jesus.
dead.
And we'll
Sound-
show you pictures and I'll give you a little bit of backstory so you know who you're getting into.
Oh, thank God.
So his first one.
Oh, he's attractive.
Yeah.
His name is Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
We were
He-
talking about him a few weeks ago with Chris Lambert, who played Ernest.
Ernest Dinette, Lara Croft's ex-boyfriend.
All right, so Nathan Drake, he's a treasure hunter. He's an adventurer. He's a thief, kind of. I guess we decided.
He's more of a treasure liberator.
A treasure liberator.
He's killed millions of people.
Literally millions.
Mostly bad guys,
Yeah.
but still, he's
But he's like a
so
rogue.
he's not home a lot.
No, yeah.
he's definitely not.
He's definitely not home a lot. He's got a very roguish charm. He's smart. He knows a lot about like ancient cultures and stuff. And how to unbooby trap things.
Oh, like a Goonies.
You know what? He's also great with puzzles. He's great with puzzles because he solves.
Yes, he's like the Goonies.
He solves many puzzles on his.
He's like the Goonies with a gun.
Yeah.
There you go.
So Nathan Drake.
This next one is very weird. Vector Man.
Oh,
An
Vector
old-
Man.
an old Genesis
I
game.
love Vector Man. So Vector Man is he started out.
He's all circles.
Yes, he's basically made out of tennis balls. He started off as a garbage robot, and then he ended. Okay, but hear me out.
This is
Garbage men have good salaries.
This is
That's good
kind of like
salaries.
Calvin's backstory.
Okay.
He was a garbage robot.
How dare you? And then he ended up saving Earth from at first an evil robot and then an evil race of insect aliens. So he's a hero.
He's got a good heart, even if he looks terrible.
Yeah, he looks weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
He also transforms
Does
into
he
different
smell
things.
bad from the garbage?
Well, he's like metal, so probably not. Like,
Yeah, no, probably not. And like he,
Do they
bathes.
wash him down?
You can just
Well, no,
spray
he
him.
washes himself down. He's like a
Just spray
self-cleaning
him.
robot.
There's
Yeah.
a few Vector Men. There's
Like
like one,
Wally, I guess.
There's 2 Vector Men.
2?
Well, it's the same Vector Man, but he had 2 games.
No, games. I mean,
Yeah,
two or
2
three
Vector games. Yeah, I play both of them. They're very nice. He also turns into different things. So like he can turn into a car. He can turn into not a helicopter, but like a propeller.
Just a propeller.
Yeah, he can also turn into a rhino if you need.
Just a propeller.
Well, you can like hold on to him like an umbrella, and then he can
like
fly.
Inspector Gadget. Thing.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, yeah. He's like think of it. Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget was made out of tennis balls and could also shoot plasma.
Okay.
This one kind of similar in a way. This next, again, it's completely random. Rayman.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's weird. That's
Rayman By the way, Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends.
So good.
Probably some of the funnest games.
Brian, you got me into Rayman.
Yeah. They're just fucking great. If you haven't played them, play the Rayman games.
I don't know what exactly his backstory is.
I don't know what he is. His body parts aren't connected to him.
No.
Interesting.
So he's got a torso which kind of floats. His head floats above that.
Yeah.
His no arms, just his hands.
Just hands and feet
Float on the side, and his feet float at the bottom. He's got like a cool Conan O'Brien haircut. He's kind of got like pompadour, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He also can kind of propel himself and float.
Yeah, he can float. He can propel and float.
He's got a giant fist. He can punch people when he wants to. Mm-hmm. He runs fast.
Yes.
He's a happy guy. He's got a bunch of friends too that all kind of.
He has little like bee friends.
Got a bunch of friends
that he has to save. He has to save like what I forget. Are they bees?
Lumites.
Lumites. There we go.
Yeah.
So he has to save like the Lumite kingdom. So he like collects these like bee friends. He has like other friends, and he's a nice guy. He's very cheerful.
He's very happy. Very fun. Conan O'Brien weird guy. Yeah. So, Annette. Wed Bed Dead, Nathan Drake, Vector Man, Rayman. What do you got here?
This is one of the weirdest.
Sorry, I'm just trying to talk to you.
I'm gonna have to bed the Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that makes sense. He's
not the hip hop artist, but
no, nobody wants that.
The character you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
and then the guy who has the pompadour.
Rayman.
He seems maybe too cheerful.
Oh,
but
maybe you need that in your life.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
so maybe you marry him and you kill the smelly trash guy.
I didn't know he was a garbage monster, to be honest. A garbage robot.
Yeah, he started as
a garbage.
Yeah.
And he's a robot. Like, do you really want to be married to a robot? I mean, they're the jerks who keep calling you with like, you consolidate your debt.
Your student loans
are past due. I'm like, I'm 95 years old.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, you aged 20 years on this podcast.
Whatever. I'm being hyperbolic, but you get it.
He's digital, man. It's different time.
Different
I forgot. Yeah, it's the cycles.
Yeah.
And also, don't like destroy my imaginary table I created in this improv situation on Calvin. Anyway,
good choices. Yeah,
no, that's fair.
I see
you
that.
Can't marry a robot.
Sometimes this situation though, maybe not.
Yeah.
But.
No.
Scarlet Witch married the Vision.
Listen, have you seen the new?
Different type of
have you seen the new Blade Runner?
Oh, actually, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, they're very. The humans of the time are very bigoted against the androids.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel bad. And then you go back to your job. And what's happening? Robots are calling you all day.
Jesus.
And you're like, oh, if this is who they are from, if these are their grandparents.
Just trying to play some solitaire over here.
Yeah.
Why would we like you, androids?
Yeah.
Trying to scam us all day.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah. They don't say that in the Blade Runner.
Speaking
Brian, do you want to go? Or
speaking of the time not being, you watch The Good Place?
I love The Good Place.
You see the new one with Jeremy Bearimy?
Yeah, it was so funny.
It's probably the funniest show on television.
It's so good.
If you guys are not watching The Good Place, please watch it.
And I know this is an impromptu plug, but it's fucking really good.
It's my favorite show.
Also, my friend Ray Sani's writing for the show, so yay.
Jeremy Bearimy. So good. Yeah. All right, so here are my choices here. Oh, man.
So who's...
I'm going to wed Nathan Drake. I'm going to wed Drake.
Because of the riches, right? He finds the treasure.
Because every now and then
That's a good point.
He's rich. Most of the time he's not, but when he is rich, he's got a shitload of money.
That's true.
Because
That's a good point.
he robs this artifact and he sells it to somebody. Liberates an artifact, acquires, and sells it for a lot of money to hopefully somebody. If it's not stolen or he's killed.
And if you invest well and don't just let him spend all the money on whatever.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a domineering good spouse.
Yeah. So do that. I'm gonna wed him. But this is gonna be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to have to bed. Hold on. What can Vector Man turn into?
A car, a rhino, a propeller. There's other ones. He can turn into various things, though.
All right, sorry.
I mean, he can turn into whatever like a collection of balls could turn into.
Yeah.
So,
okay. You know what?
Probably make a vagina.
I didn't lock him in yet. I'm gonna wed. Vector
Vagina.
Man.
You could put a little clitoris at the top.
I'm gonna wed Vector Man.
You're gonna wed Vector Man.
I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna wed him because having all that at my disposal at any time, oh shit, I need a barbecue grill flipper, a spatula, whatever you call it. And
well, no, it's going to be Vector Man size.
He's like, I got you. Yeah, but he can, but whatever I need, a car, how great would that be just to have a car?
Yeah.
On the
no
call.
Payments.
Yeah.
No payments.
And also you don't have to worry about parking because he could just and we go back into Vector
Yeah,
Man.
I'll turn and we'll just walk around. I think that's awesome. So that's to have that.
I was at a real disadvantage with this game.
It's all right. It's all right. But now I still, I think I'm going to bed Rayman.
Ew.
Right here. Just because I don't know why, but I just think it might be interesting to do because again, he's not like connected to his body, so a lot can happen there. I think.
But you realize if you poke him the wrong way, he explodes. Like he pops like a balloon.
That's true. I'll try not to poke him too hard. But a hand could be over here, a foot's over there, all that stuff. You know, it's going to be very different. And,
so you're going to play Sex Twister?
Hey, maybe.
I mean, okay.
I might.
That's your choice.
You know?
That's your journey.
And then, what a turn for Nathan Drake here. I'm gonna end up deading him in this
Wow.
one. Yeah, he went from getting married to...
shocked.
I love Nathan Drake. I love the series. One of my favorite ever. But he's killed a lot of people, too. And he's going to kill again.
Well,
right?
Rayman's killed a lot of people. Well,
But
a lot of...
Not really.
Well,
They just kind of go poof. We don't know what they are or where they go.
well, they're not living. We know that.
You don't know that.
Yes, we do.
I'm positive. Anyway, those are my choice. I'm locking them in.
Okay, fine. This is actually one of the easiest ones.
Wow.
I will bed Nathan Drake for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's cute. He's got like a moxie. He's got a little, moxie. He's got a little moxie.
I think that's 95 years on Earth are rubbing off on you.
And that kind of just, I don't know what it is.
Hey, kid, you got moxie.
You got a little je ne sais quoi.
You got what it takes. Joe Franklin told me.
But he's hot.
Inside joke for some comics there.
But yeah, no, I mean, he's cute. He's built as fuck considering he can scale like 15-foot towers by himself.
He's very in shape.
And, in case, we're love making and like a burglar breaks in, he can just like pow. And then we go back to love making.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you could do that. You can maintain your erection.
You don't know what we're going to do in the bedroom, Annette.
Hold on. You'll maintain your erection when he just kills somebody.
It'll get even harder. Could you imagine?
Oh, you psycho. You psycho.
I'd be like, OMG, and you protected me. And then a little beat of sweat would just beat up right here. And I'd be like, oh, take me, Nate.
My goodness.
Nate, right here.
All right.
I'm not over the pool of blood.
Put your pants back on. Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to. But
all right.
It's hard. So bed Nathan, I would wed Vector Man. Again, the car thing and the propeller thing, I'm late a lot, so that'd be super helpful.
Every week, I think you wed the person that'll make your life easier.
I know.
Or make you more on time, it seems like.
But I could be on time. And plus, since he's a garbage, he's good at being clean. Since he knows how to pick up garbage and stuff. He's killed other evil robots. So, I know, he's in my corner. He's got me.
Maybe he'll know who the robocalls are, the spam calls, and can kill them through the phone.
Yeah, he could.
Maybe.
He definitely could. He could do that. So, yeah, and then I'm sorry, Rayman's got it. Because he has to have limbs. I need limbs.
I know. Do you?
Yeah, limbs are kind of important to me.
All right.
And I don't know, in Rayman, he pops.
Yeah,
I'd be scared of
So you're bigoted against ADA. Like, oh, I don't have limbs. You're not worthy of living.
Yeah. Boo.
Look
Boo, Calvin.
Look who's gonna get in trouble.
Listen, Vector Man doesn't have limbs either, technically. He's
all connected, though.
You said you need limbs because you're a
that's
bigot.
literally-
You're in trouble.
Let's roll back the
You're in
tape.
trouble.
That's what he said.
I'm sorry I'm limbist, okay? But that's just
Terrible.
what it is.
You've been really offensive the past couple weeks, Calvin.
This from the Jewish Chinese.
That's a fact.
Okay.
It's not offensive. Old Chinese women do not give a fuck on the subway. They will push you out of the way.
Oh my gosh. I did. You know what? We're going to save this for the bonus content.
Okay.
Well, Annette, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. And for the donut, was
right.
the mini donut.
You're tiny, so I figured I'd give you a mini donut.
Yeah, but I feel already guilty of eating it.
No, it's totally fine.
No, it's fine. It'll go straight to the digitized hips. It'll be
This
fine.
has been so great. I mean, we get modern video game characters and superheroes on this podcast all the time, and then to have someone like you,
I know, a legend in your own right.
It's really been a treat.
Oh,
because again, seriously,
Sinatra was a legend. I'm just a working lady.
Don Rickles, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
And
joining us, man.
listen to us next time.
Next week on Playable Characters
Podcast. The role of Annette Queso was played by Rachael Parenta, a very wonderful and talented comedian and actress. You can follow her on Twitter at RACHAELPARENTA. And you can also catch her performing live multiple times a week all over New York City, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut.